Gentlemen, once again welcoming all of you to Kantipur Conclave 2020. We would like to start today with a keynote, and I'd now like to invite on stage Mr. Hussain M Elius, CEO and co-founder of Pathao.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today in front of all of you. And it's an honor because of how much I love Nepal and how much my team loves Nepal. So I've only been traveling here for the last few years, and Nepal has helped me to grow personally and professionally. So I cannot even begin to describe how grateful I am to the people of Nepal and to the Nepalese way of life. Yesterday, we heard many scholars and thought leaders talk about how we can reframe connectivity, how we can reimagine connectivity. I am none of those things. I'm an entrepreneur, which means that I try to look at problems and find opportunities in them. Growing up in Dhaka, we had the same problems that Nepal has today, which is one of dense population, one of poor road infrastructure, as well as the lack of infrastructure as well. Who here has actually used Pathao? Over here. A lot of people. To many people, Pathao is a ride-sharing company. But to me, Pathao is a platform of entrepreneurs. And the reason for that, I'll share very shortly. So a few months after I launched Pathao, I was taking a ride. I was still doing a lot of beta testing. I was trying to get feedback from the drivers. So usually when I talked to the drivers back then, the drivers used to tell me about problems. I used to say, hey, I'm from Pathao. Do you have any problems that you're facing? And they would almost always complain about something or the other, right? They would all complain about the technology, they'll complain about operations, they'll complain about something else because we were just new and we were just starting up. But 4 months in, I met this driver, and when I said that, hey, I'm from Pathao, do you have any problems? He actually hugged me. He was very grateful. And that was new for me. I said that, so he said that, Pathao has allowed him to get a job. He lost a job a few months ago. He was working in a factory, and the factory shut down. So, and he couldn't find a job. And he was one of those very, old school, masculine type of person. He couldn't tell his wife or his kids that, hey, he lost his job. He couldn't find one anywhere. But he heard of Pathao from one of his friends. He borrowed a bike from a brother, and he took the bike and he started riding. And that day when I met him, it was his first month in, and he earned much more than he did when he was working in that factory. So he was grateful that, he thought that, his daughter, who was just starting out in school, wouldn't be able to go to school just because, he couldn't afford it. But now he could. And that changed my way of thinking. Until that time, I thought Pathao was just a ride-sharing company. I wanted to solve my own problem, right? Hey, I need to go from point A to point B. How can I go there faster? But I discovered that there was a way that these people, these drivers, they earn an honest living. And I've seen this story played out hundreds and thousands of times, not just in Bangladesh, not just in Dhaka, but now I'm seeing that play out in Kathmandu as well. We are giving the unemployed and the underemployed an opportunity to earn an honest living, right? Now, yesterday we talked about how technology can be such a great disruptor, how it can, how many jobs will be swallowed up by technology itself, but there are other ways that technology can give jobs, not just to the high-skilled people, but to the low-skilled as well. Now, in Kantipur Conclave, where we are talking about reimagining connectivity, I would like us to think that, hey, connectivity is not just about roads and railways and airways. It's about embracing technology. It's about connecting people. And these beneficiaries of these technological connectivity right now is tangible, right? And this can be seen in Nepal as well, where we have thousands of drivers, tens of thousands of drivers actually, who earn more than 40,000 rupees a month. Now, of course, I'm biased. I'm talking a lot about myself because I'm providing an example of how using technology can be used to solve both traffic problem as well as for employment. But the same can be said about many industries which exist now, which did not even exist 10 years ago. You have to look outside in Uber, Airbnb, digital wallets, e-commerce. These are sectors and industries that did not exist 10 years ago. What can we say about the next decade then? Right? I'll leave you all with a question. How does the world look like in 10 years? 10 years ago, I said that these entire industries did not exist. Entire job sectors did not exist, right? What does 10 years from now look like? And how can Nepal benefit from the digital transformation of the next decade? Whether we're talking about the gig economy, whether we're talking about AI, whether you're talking about blockchain, these are technologies, these are cultural changes that is going to shape up the next decade. Now, how can we accept, not just accept these changes, but also embrace them and push forward? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elias, for your wonderful keynote. Indeed, with technology, we are all reimagining and experiencing connectivity in unique, new ways. And he has also really set the tone for the session that we are going to have next, which is the future of digital world. Technology, social media, and communication platforms are connecting the globe like never before. Every day, we wake up to breakthrough innovations in data, machine learning, fintech, cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence, and beyond. Where and how does cybersecurity, defense capabilities, and data privacy fit into this new technological reality? Where is the world headed with this unprecedented digital revolution? And an important question, what is the role of Nepal amidst this explosion in connectivity? Our panel now will be discussing on these questions and more. And so I'd like to invite our moderator of this panel on stage, Mr. Dipta Shah, Managing Partner, 54i Ventures, on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we can definitely give a big round of applause, I think, to all our moderators and our panelists.